before we begin, these are the apps that you're going to be needing, although you could use Gotcha Life 2 or Gotcha Club. First, open your preferred Gotcha app, and I'm using Gotcha Life because that's the easiest for me. Now you're just going to make sure that your skin is pure white, so that's easiest to screenshot, and then just pick whatever eyes you want. These are the eyes that I ended up picking. You're now going to want to make sure that your background is also pure white. Now take a screenshot and just crop it into around a square-ish shape around the head. It's going to be pretty low quality, and don't fret about it too much. Now open Ibis Paint and then change your screen rotation because I forgot to do that. And then click the square, but make sure that you do it on 4K or 4096 by 4096. And now you're just going to import your image and make it as large as possible. I also forgot to mention this, but make sure that the eyes are pure black so that they're the easiest to fill. Now you're going to put the layer on the bottom and lower the opacity. Now on the next layer, use the bucket tool and then just fill in the eyes, and it should look a little wonky, but that's okay because we're gonna fix that. Now just now you're just going to make a new layer and then take dip pen hard, and I used felt tip pen hard. I meant I'm just an idiot. Make sure that your stabilization is set to 10 and the method is set to after. And now just fill in the edges and stuff. Once you're finished with that, you are now going to go to the selection layer, and then you're going to turn off the stabilizer, and then you're going to make the pen slightly larger, and now you're going to use felt tip pen hard, and then you're just going to words are hard. But you get the idea. Just surround, I don't really know. Fill in the iris. Fill in the iris. So basically you're just going to make sure that the bottom lash and then the top the top lash are disconnected from said iris. Yeah. Now you're just going to go back to that layer and then duplicate layer and then go back to the original one and hit the the remove button. Now you're going to turn off the iris layer and then just fix any little shape mishap things. I don't know, dude. Now just repeat that process but for the irises, so just fix any little things so that they're normal. Now you're going to take the eclipse ruler and then you're just apparently it's called the eclipse ruler, which I did not know. But now you're just going to make it fit around-ish the iris. It's not going to be perfect due to the fact that it's not meant to be moved around. It's meant to be just stayed in one spot. So yeah, but now you're just going to basically do the same thing for the other iris and then just how was it that hard for me to why was it so hard? But now you're just going to turn off and then fill in the little areas and also just fix it slightly because obviously you're not going to be able to perfectly fit it exactly to the frame of the of the like the eye, you know. Also, I'm sorry if I say a lot. I'll try and cut it out, but I say it a concerning amount. And I would just use text to speech, except text to speech gives me a headache, and that'd be one hell of an editing session. And but yeah, if you want me to use text to speech, that you don't have to hear this. If I ever make another tutorial, tell me, because I talk a lot. I start rambling really easily, so you know. I'll try and not, but I do. Now you're just going to create a new. You're gonna turn off the background and turn it onto the darker one, and then you're gonna turn on the the eye outlines again, and then just use an off-white, not pure white. Please don't use pure white. Use an off-white in any shade. What was I doing? I like using a more creamy color, so a more reddish shade. But really any off-white color. Just please, I'm begging you, don't use pure white. If you love pure white, we will be using it later, but this is not. Also, I just realized how long this is taking up. This has only been 6 minutes, but this is very long. I feel like I should explain how I made the eyes, so I am. And I am currently using up all my storage for this video, so be thankful. Now you're just going to you're going to set the irises to clipping mask on the eye whites, and then you're going to fill it in so that you can see all of them besides the bottom part. So now you're just going to make it so that you duplicate the layer of the iris, and then you're just going to color the eye however you'd like. Also, tell me if you want an eye coloring tutorial, because I'd happily do one, but this is about the animating, not about the eye coloring. So enjoying the next couple of seconds with some static music. Actually separating the eye portions. So you're just going to duplicate that layer, and then you're going to select and then go into selection layer. You are going to use dip pen hard, and then select the upper lash area, I guess, whatever you'd call this. You're gonna select it, and then you're just gonna I don't know what I'm saying at this point. But you're just gonna select that upper lash area, and then you're just going to duplicate the layer and then remove it from the bottom, and now you're just going to slightly edit it so that it doesn't look so wonky, I guess, so that it looks a little bit cleaner, because you will be seeing this part, I swear. Now you're just going to basically use the lasso tool and then select the bottom lashes. You're going to select the bottom lashes, and then you're just going to not be me and not be stupid and keep the lasso tool on, and then just on the layer with the lashes and the lower eyes, you're just gonna erase them, I guess. Also, I know I talk really slow and this is going kind of slow, so if you want to, please put this video at 2 times speed. But now that you have all of your layers separated and clipping masked, you're just going to download all of them. Also, I completely forgot this, but you're going to have both of your eyelids separated. Now just go through and download each layer. Oh yeah, also add the highlights in pure white and on an add layer so that you know they're bright. That's why you're using the off-white. Now just download all of the layers. And now we can finally start the tweeting. Sort of. I swear we can. Now on Alight Motion, you're going to use the 1x1 using 24 4K and 60 FPS with a white background. Now create the project, and you are just going to import all of your layers. And I'm just going to speed this up because this took me forever for some reason. I'm just waiting for this to finish. Hurry up. Okay. So now once you're in the app, you are going to select all of your layers and create a group by clicking the little button at the top. Now I'm just adjusting mine slightly because I forgot to adjust them in IBIS Paint. Now you're going to enter your group and you're just going to make sure that everything is in the right order. And then after that, you can start adding keyframes. And keyframes are when you click the little pivot points. Pivot points are when you click the little thing and then again after you open it, and they should be adjusted to each thing. So for the eyelids, that's going to be the top-ish side. And for the irises, that's going to be the middle of them. Now we're going to ignore the fact that I constantly am getting confused about which piece goes where. But yeah, and then also you'll see that I forgot to add in the highlights, and I add those in a second. Once you have all of your pivot points in the right place, we can then start to animate, now you're going to want to create a clipping mask for the irises onto the eye white or the sclera. Once you have done that, now we can start animating. So you're going to start by adding two keyframes at the very beginning, and then around and this is where I forgot. This is where I realized I forgot the eye shinies. The eye highlights. There we go. That's where I realized I forgot the eye highlights. So yeah, and then you're just gonna add the keyframes onto the eye highlights in the middle of the eye highlights because we will be moving those. Actually, that's something that we will be dealing with. Okay, and then you see me how I messed up again. But yeah, you're just gonna move the keyframe, the pivot points in the right eye highlight. And yeah, okay. So once you get all of that finally sorted out, now we can start animating. So you're going to want to have two keyframes, one at around the 1 minute mark. Not the 1 minute, the 1 second mark. Or one at around the 1 second mark, and then one right around in the middle. Once you have your keyframes set up, you can then start moving your eyelids to fit your keyframes. What was I doing? So on this part, you're just going to you're going to go to the middle keyframe, and then you're going to slide it down so that it covers everything. Do this again for the other eye, and don't worry about the eye highlights, we'll deal with that later. Now, going into effects, you are going to use wave warp. And the phase will vary depending on what eye you're using, but at around 8.5-ish is what worked for the right eye. And then you're going to want to have keyframes on the magnitude setting. Don't be me. Make sure that it's set to the magnitude, and then you won't have to worry about it. But just make sure that the keyframes are set to the magnitude setting. So on magnitude, you're just going to add 3 keyframes where the eyes move. And then you're just going to make sure that they're set up in the right place. So when it blinks at the bottom, the eyes will be like curved downward, but at the top they will just be upward in like the normal position, right? And then you're just going to repeat this for the other eye. Once you are finished, the animation should look something like this. And now we're going to be adding the graph. So I should mention that this graph is only for pro users, but you can get it if you have the free version. You just have to watch an ad. So now you have the pro, like the pro version. And so you have that graph, and also I'm just going to go and steal a graph from a different project that I have, because I'm lazy. But yeah. So once you open the project again, and then you either make your graph or you copy it, this is around what the graph should look like. And it's going to look slightly different on both eyes if you don't have them pasted to like both. So you also want to make sure that you have it set on your words are hard. What did I just step on? You're going to want to make sure you have it pasted onto your effect as well. And not only your, just the movement. So you're just going to want to double check that. And once you have that finished, it's time to work on the highlights and getting them to like work with it. Finally doing the highlights, yay! And yes, the end is in sight. We will be there soon, I swear. Okay, so now for like the actual thing, you're gonna want to move the highlights so that they move with the eye, and then on this like the little change size thing, you're gonna move it all the way down, so in the middle keyframe, so that it like works. How do I say this? So that it moves down with the eye and you can't see it when the eyes are closed. There we go. I need to stop kicking this plastic bag. Oh, okay. Anyway. And okay, so now once you have like the eyes, the highlights down, you're just going to want to copy the graphs, and I'm going to speed this up like a lot because it was a lot, and then basically that's kind of the end, and that's all you have to do. Hi, I'm really sorry this was so long, but if you were wondering about this, I hope this helped. Okay, bye!